Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot and Astrology. This reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And as I always say, I check my Venus and Mars placement as well, and sometimes even my Mercury, if you know where they are. And if you don't, you can email me. I'll leave my address in the comments, and I can help you find that on astro.com. It's free. I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to get to your reading. I did the sign-by-sign reading this month. I was doing it for Venus and Sagittarius, and Venus is now at 24 degrees, so she's almost out. But I will tell you what else is going on. It's just, I probably shouldn't have started these when I should have looked at my calendar first. Anyway, what was I going to say? Well, I'll just jump into it. So, okay. So Pisces, you still have Neptune and Saturn in your sign. Both are retrograde. Saturn is at 12 degrees and Neptune is at 27 degrees. Now, if you know where if you know where your planets are, if it's your sun or your moon, your rising, you know the degree, that's going to be important. And just today, we have a really nice mini grand trine between Saturn in Pisces, the sun in Scorpio, and the moon in Capricorn, but the moon moves very quickly, and so does the sun. So that won't last too long, but at least today you had a better day, feeling-wise, just like stability and, some hope coming in, because things have been kind of difficult for you with Saturn and Neptune in your sign, and Neptune, of course, rules your sign. He's the god of the ocean, Poseidon or Neptune. With him retrograde there, it's very karmic for all of us, but especially for you. It's probably feels like the ending of a cycle of some kind. It's not quite over. And I meant to look up when Neptune... Did I write that down? I wrote it down somewhere. Let's see if I can find out. No, I don't know. Neptune, I don't know when Neptune leaves... Oh, come on. When does Neptune go into... I don't have it. Well, I'll look it up and leave it in the comments when Neptune finally enters Aries. As I said, Neptune's retrograde right now. But I will tell you this, is that at the end of January... Oh, why didn't I write this down? Yeah, the end of January, I believe, the north nodes of the moon move into your sign because they're in Aries, and the north nodes go retrograde all the time. So they're closing in. It's at 4 degrees Aries now, so it's going to get, smaller and smaller and then go to the end degrees. So at some point, the north nodes are going to meet up with Neptune in your sign, and then Saturn in your sign, I think. So it takes about 1.5 years for the north and south nodes of the moon to go through an entire sign. So starting at the end of January 2025, for 1.5 years, you're going to have the north nodes in your sign and the south nodes opposite you in Virgo. Excuse my voice. The north nodes are the path that you're to take in this lifetime that will lead you to where you need to go. So in Pisces, that's going to affect all of us, but especially you, if you're, if you have major planets in Pisces, it will give you a sense of purpose and it will resonate with you. But Pisces also rules confusion. So there's that, and it rules the arts. So an artistic project would be good to start at that time. And then the south nodes, which is what we're used to operating from, which are now in Libra, relationships and pleasing other people, they're going to move into Virgo. And Virgo is also about service, and it's about, excuse me, I knew that was going to happen. Taking care of yourself, health matters, and also serving others. So we'll talk about that when that happens. So anyway, I drew some cards, and I want to warn you, because this whole, I don't know if you've watched any of my other sign-by-sign pulls this last, how many weeks it's taken me to get to all 12 of them, they have all been extremely contrary. Like I'll pull, something really good, and then the opposite will come up. And not only that, but the other thing that's been happening is I'll pull a card, and then when I pull the shadow cards, there's always at least one of these cards that is also a shadow card, which is true in your case. So there's a lot of contradictions here. This has been the most challenging card readings. These have been the most challenging card readings I have ever done in my life, ever. They're just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, crazy. So there's that. And this is, first row is overall energy. So just like it could be work, career, just how you feel, just your life. Second row is relationships, romantic or otherwise. If you're not in a romantic relationship or not looking for one, then it's family and friends. You'll know. Excuse me, I've been doing a lot of talking today. Today is our election in the U.S. They haven't called it, but it looks like it's pretty much, yeah. Let's just say we're still stuck in misogyny and patriarchy, which is very depressing. But hey, yeah, life goes on. I don't know. Okay, so this is for you, Pisces. First row is general life, and this could be your work. It could be just how you're feeling, how you're doing. And we get the Empress, which is a good card. It's Major Arcana, number 3. And I think of this as Venus energy. And let's see, Venus just moved in, well, no. Venus is toward the end of Sagittarius. Mercury just moved into Sagittarius a couple days ago. He's at 5 degrees. And Mars just moved into Leo. Mars is at 0 degrees Leo. Oh, Mars is on my ascendant. Well, how about that? I did not know that. I didn't think of it. So anyway, so if you have, it's a lot of fiery energy right now. So this is probably going to light a fire under some of us, even if you don't have any fire signs in your chart. So this is wanting love and feeling like you have a lot of love to give, wanting to nurture. It's a very, like growth and nature and things blooming and gestation. And, usually it's a woman who's pregnant. And I think this is you. You're wanting to give love and you're wanting to receive love too. But you have a lot, you feel like you have a lot to give right now. Okay, so then the next card, does this look happy to you? No, but it is in reverse. That's good. And also I've been getting very few reversals, and the same cards. You didn't get it. Almost everyone else has gotten either the 10 of Cups or the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It's astounding. I think this is the only sign that didn't get one of those. You get the 5 of Swords, but it's in reverse. And in this deck, the 5 of Swords is it's like going back into self-destructive patterns of behavior where you're cutting your own, throat. Now, a worm, if it's cut in half, so I've been told, I've never actually seen this happen. Supposedly they grow back together, which is pretty awesome. So it's kind of a transformative card, but it is also a card of falling back into negative habit patterns that are not good for you. They're self-destructive, but it is in the reverse. So it tells me that you might be coming out of that. And with Neptune and Saturn both retrograde in your sign, those things are coming to the surface because Neptune is the god of the sea, and he rules the collective unconscious and dreams and imagination and romance and creativity and the arts, especially movies and dancing and poetry. And then Saturn in your sign, who is also retrograde, is limits and stability and structures and, obstacles and things like that, things you learn from. So I think you're learning, and I think you have learned by having those 2 planets in your sign for so long. I think you've maybe learned where some of your self-destructive patterns are because it's in reverse. So I think you're starting to let that go. So yay. And then we get the 7 of Wands. And in this deck, this is very good also. In this deck, it's about standing up for yourself. In the other cards, it can sometimes be a little overly defensive. And in this card, it's more about you shining your light in front of others and not being afraid to. And just standing up for yourself. Just saying, this is my position. And I'm going to stick to it no matter what other people think. Just, you're being yourself. And you're going to stay there. Okay, then the last one in this row, which is general energy again, we get the Fool, the 0 card of the Arcana, so the major Arcana. So this is feeling like you want to start a new adventure, and it's about taking a risk. He's going to jump off not knowing whether or not he can fly, not knowing where he's going to land, but you just get that urge, and that could be the North Nodes moving into your sign at the end of January. I don't know if this is going to happen now or later. This is the last card in your general reading, but at some point in the not too distant future, you are going to feel like taking a risk. And I think it's a good idea to do that. I mean, don't jump off the roof, but you know what I mean. Okay, now we're going down to the relationship row. And again, if you're looking for romance, this could be romantic. It doesn't look overly romantic to me, but that depends on you. Could be friends and family. Okay, everyone, I think. I wish I would have written this down. I think everyone has gotten this card, the 3 of Wands. This is reaching an initial stage of completion with something, but in this deck, it's about, yes, you've had other people help you up until now. They've been helping you put this thing together to where you can say, okay, step 1 is complete. But in this deck, it's about now it's time for you to go it alone, which goes along with the Fool. Now it's, and the 7 of Wands. Now it's time for you to stand alone. And again, this is your relationship row, to stand alone and say, I'm the only one who can see through this and see where I want to go. And again, I feel like that's at North Nodes heading for you. You might feel them heading for your sign, even though they're not there yet. And it also could be Saturn in your sign, which is about manifesting. So there's something that people have been helping you with, and you're feeling like it might be time to take the reins and do it yourself. And then this is the deck. I love this deck, but the cards stick together. So I thought I had the 9 of Cups, and I do, but there's one behind it. So first I'll talk about the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is the emotional fulfillment card, which is great to have in a relationship row. There's a sense of harmony, there's a sense of balance, there's a sense of emotional fulfillment, and even bliss. Okay, now what is behind it? We get the Son of Cups, and I don't know if this is you or someone else, but this is usually a masculine person because it's the son instead of the daughter, but it doesn't have to be. But it's someone who's extremely creative. I mean, just like very, very creative, but also very introspective and quiet and gentle. Not someone who's going to, be one of those, wow, Aries type of creative where they're just like, I'm going to do my own thing, and or Leo, just watch me. And this is very, very quiet. A very quiet soul, but someone who's got so much creativity inside. This just reminded me of my late husband all of a sudden. Yeah, someone who's very unassuming. Okay. Now this comes with the 9 of Cups. So if you're looking for someone, I would say that is who is coming along. And I don't know about you, but that sounds good to me. Creative and introspective and tender and sensitive sounds good, if that's what you're looking for. Looks like a positive thing. Then we get the 4 of Pentacles, which is financial and material stability. This is Sun in Capricorn. So this is about holding on to what you've got and making sure that you don't overspend, or whether it's your physical energy or your money or whatever. It doesn't have to be money. Pentacles can also be like what you do out in the world. So it's a very solid card, but the thing to watch out for, because all the cards have positive and negative sides, and the thing to watch out for with the 4 of Pentacles is don't be too stingy and don't be too rigid, okay? You might need to give a little bit. Don't worry about you know, hanging on so tightly to the way things are. It's okay to let go and relax and give a little, and, you know. And then this is interesting because this couldn't be more different from the Son of Cups. Then I get the Mother of Wands. Okay, she's very different from the Son of Cups. The Mother of Wands is a very family-oriented person, usually a woman, or it can be just your feminine energy. She's extremely protective of her family, and she can be dangerous. So don't mess with her. So this is a very strong woman. So it's interesting, we get this very tender, kind of shy, introverted male who's very creative, or male energy anyway. In addition to this fiery wand energy, fiery female energy, feminine energy, that's very protective and will strike out if anyone tries to hurt her loved ones, which I think probably all people would do that. Hopefully, if they love someone, don't you always protect your loved ones? But she can be dangerous. She can be dangerous. So just bear that in mind. And again, I don't know which one. I don't feel like, well, you are Pisces. I was going to say, I don't feel like this is you, but this kind of describes Pisces. But why am I not feeling like it's you? Well, let's go through your shadow cards, and then maybe it will tell us. I do 3 shadow cards, which I've been doing for everybody, and I get the Queen of Cups. And so this is loneliness. This is kind of the opposite. It's almost like the dark side of the Empress. This is wanting to love, wanting to give, wanting to feel emotion, and either feeling like you don't have enough to give, or you're not getting enough, but you're definitely lonely. And you don't feel necessarily like, you just don't feel like you're queen of your own emotional realm. You know, you just like, you don't know quite what's wrong, but something feels off emotionally, and you're kind of sad and lonely. And then, and as I said, this has been happening every single reading I've done, I believe, this cycle through. One of the shadow cards is one of the cards that came out in the positive, or in the non-shadow. So we get the Empress. So although the Empress is you with all this love to give and wanting to nurture things and watch them grow, there's a side of you that is either holding back or is feeling a lack of self-esteem, like you think like you don't have enough to share. And you know what, these go very well together, the Queen of Cups and the Empress, because they're both about, they got the same crown on. They're both about not feeling in control of what happens to you emotionally as far as giving and receiving goes. I'm kind of feeling, well, I'm feeling like you're lonely, but I'm also feeling like you feel like you don't have enough to give. Maybe there's a lack of self-esteem, or you're just feeling like your cup is empty. Because look at the 3rd shadow card. It's more emotional energy, the Page of Cups, which is feeling like kind of like a child, like, I don't know how to do this. I'm not mature. I don't have anything in my cup. I feel like someone needs to fill my cup before I can fill their cup, because I feel like a child in this. I feel like a beginner. So there's a lack of self-esteem here. And that could be that falling back into that pattern that you're starting to move out of, where you're being self-destructive. And I'm hoping that this Son of Cups will help fill you up, whether it's another person or you find this aspect in yourself. And in fact, this could be, the saving grace for you here could be getting in touch with your creative side. And that could be the Fool is you starting a new creative venture. I could see that very, very easily with this reading. That it's something creative within you. And then the Mother of Wands, again, I don't know if that's you or not you. Let's see what the Oracle cards say. Scoot back here so I have room to shuffle. Okay, can we pull this all together for Pisces, please? I injured my hand, so I have to shuffle very carefully. It's a recurring injury, so that's why I haven't posted for. Okay, Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? Okay, these two are together. Okay, we get new life. That's the Fool. That's starting something new. And it goes with, this makes sense to me, between worlds. I think we're all between worlds right now, but especially Pisces with Saturn and Neptune in your sign. Oh, yeah. And the North Node's getting ready to move in January. You are feeling very betwixt and between and not quite settled on anything, but you're longing for an emotional connection. And you feel like you're finally moving out of the doldrums from the black and white into some color. I think it's because, I wish I would have looked up. I'll put it in the comments. When does Neptune go direct and when does Saturn go direct? Why did I not write that down? I thought I did. Well, I did somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. No, that's from a while ago. I'm looking here. Let's see, Venus and Sagittarius is squaring Pisces right now, but that's all I've written down. So let me pull one more for you. So you're kind of between things right now, but something new is getting ready to start with that Fool and new life. And I don't know how helpful this is, but by the book. So pay attention to the details. Pisces don't usually do things by the book. They're more free-flowing and artistic, and they don't have structures usually. But as I said, Saturn is in your sign, and Saturn rules structures. So perhaps you're finally starting to realize that you need some structure. That would be very helpful for you, I think. Any creative project, it needs to flow. Creativity flows, but it's always useful if you have some kind of an idea of, I mean, even if you're just writing a poem, at some point you got to edit it. So, overall, it looks pretty good. New things coming. A couple things to watch out for. So please leave me a comment and let me know. Do you feel like the Son of Cups is you? Or is that someone that's coming into your life? Maybe it hasn't come in yet. I don't know. The Mother of Wands, is that you or is that someone you're dealing with? I always enjoy hearing your comments and your interpretations. And that's it. Okay, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. I will probably post again in a couple nights. And again, I apologize for taking so long with your reading, but I've just been really busy and then I hurt my hand. So it's like, I can't do 12 in one night. I wish I could. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Blessings. Good night.